Good morning, YouTube. Happy Monday. um, well, today is a good start. I woke up feeling great. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling productive. And the question for today is, what do you want out of life? If somebody would have asked me that question probably like 5 years ago, I probably would have been stuck. I probably would have been like, huh? I don't know. But today, I'm going to answer that question because um, I was watching some YouTube videos the other day and I came across this woman's YouTube that I watch from time to time because she offers good advice. And she said the reason why you're always depressed, the reason why you're always unhappy is because you stop chasing your goals. She said that you have to always have a go-getter mindset all the time. You can't never be satisfied. You can't never be content with where you're at in life. You have to always keep pushing and keep striving, and that's where happiness comes from. That's where um, being fulfilled comes from. Because if you don't feel like you're doing enough, if you don't feel like you're, you know, putting in as much hard work as you can put in, if you don't feel like you're doing better than you were yesterday or the year before, then it's always going to be in the back of your mind of I can do better. And you're always going to find yourself constantly competing and comparing yourself to other people because you haven't you have stopped going after the things that you need in order to be whole. And I don't want to sound like I'm preaching or anything, but um, I'm not satisfied. I'm not content, and I feel like there's so much more. There's much more out there for me, and um, every now and then I will read, like, I have like this horoscope app, and it's so true. Like, this is like the only horoscope app that I own, that I download. This is the only horoscope app that I use because it's so true, and I feel like whoever does these horoscopes, they're basically reading my mind. But my horoscopes always tell me the truth about how I'm feeling, so sometimes I'll go based off of that. I'm like, oh my god, it's so true. Like, oh my god. But I feel like I need to do more. I feel like I need to be more, and I'm not going to stop until I reach that. And you know yesterday I said on Facebook how I was thinking about opening up a business, and um, I got a lot of positive feedback from family, from friends, saying that I should go for it. And I'm not saying that opportunities are going to fall into my lap. I'm not saying that at all, but the opportunities will fall into your lap as long as you keep striving, as long as you keep pushing forward. Opportunities are going to fall into your lap. So if you're stagnant and you're not pushing yourself every day, you're not forcing yourself to do the things that you're scared of, if you're not trying to better yourself, those opportunities will never meet you face to face. But um me being a Gemini, there's always so much on my mind. There's always so much thoughts running in my head, and I always feel like I just need to do more. I need to be more, and I'm not going to be satisfied until I do that, because I'm going to always feel depressed. I'm going to always feel like I need to compare myself to somebody else, if I don't reach my full potential. And I think that's what life is about. I feel like people become depressed and they become bitter because they chose not to better themselves. They chose to stay where they're at, although it was making them unhappy, although they weren't happy being there. And I don't want that to be me. I don't want that to be me. So, you know, I want this just to say to everybody, like, whoever you are, and whatever thoughts that you have in your mind, whatever dreams you have, just keep pushing forward. Um, Talk kind to yourself, and stay humble, and you have to keep going and going, and you have to keep putting in work, because otherwise you're going to end up becoming just like those other people who are bitter, depressed, and miserable, because they chose to be not to become better. So now they're old and they're bitter because they basically lost their race in life because they chose not to level up, you know. And I don't just mean level up physically, but you have to level up, on all areas in your life. And that's just basically where I'm at right now, because I just feel like I just need to go harder. I feel like I need to go harder, and I used to be so scared and be so timid about what other people thought of me, but that's gonna do nothing. But you're gonna do nothing but fail if you're constantly thinking about what people are thinking about you, and stuff like that. So, what I want this message to be is just like, you have to, just try to become the best version of yourself, whatever that is, and I feel like life is really short, and before you know it, time will just went just like that. Like, your life is going to pass you by, so you might as well just put in the work. And I just been watching a lot of self-motivating videos, and I've been watching videos about womanhood and femininity, and there's this woman that I watch on YouTube, which is obviously she's a white woman, and this is going to sound crazy, but for some reason there's these videos that I watch, and the videos are called "What I Pack My Husband for Lunch." And I know that sounds crazy to some of y'all, but there's this woman that I watch, and she does YouTube videos, and she shows every morning what she makes her husband for lunch. And I know it sounds crazy for me saying this, but it's just like, like, wow, like, she has a husband that she packs lunch for. She has a husband that she does these things for. And I was just saying to myself, like, wow, I would like to have a husband that I could pack lunch for. And even though it sounds so simple and sounds so like, what? Like, why would you want to do that? And I feel like that's that feminist, I don't know. I kind of feel like I kind of feel like feminism is not natural, and I feel like it is of the devil. And like a couple of years ago, I didn't know what feminism was, because I kept hearing people say, "You're a feminist. That person a feminist." I'm like, what the hell is a feminist? Like, I was really dumbed down to the fact, I didn't know what feminism was. But I'm not trying to shame any of my black sisters out there, because I got love for y'all. I got love for all of y'all. But I kind of understand like what a lot of these men were talking about when they said that the white woman pretty much tricked us into going hard for going hard for feminism just to. Okay, guys, sorry about that. I got cut off. But, anyways, like I was saying before I got cut off, is I feel like black women have been bamboozled. And I feel like a lot of people might feel like I'm flip-floppy and I kind of go from side to side, but it's not that I'm going from side to side and that I'm being two-faced, but, I'm able to see, both sides of the situation. So it's not that I'm being fake and I'm being phony, but, I'm able to see truth in a lot of things. So, I can kind of see truth in, both sides of the, of situations. But, I feel like black women have been lied to, because if you sit here and look at it, black women, we sit there and we make up all the excuses in the world not to be good women. And what these white women have done is, they basically, they, they're the type of women, they know what they have to do in order to attain a good husband. They know what they have to do in order to find like a good provider or somebody that's going to take care of them. So they stay in the gym. They're housewives. They tend to, you know, do all the womanly duties that they're supposed to do. But yet black women have been tricked and lied to into believing into this feminist bullshit. And I feel like, we can do a little bit better. And sometimes black women can be, I don't know, we can be a little bit too pushy, and sometimes we don't want to listen, and we feel like we're always right sometimes, and that's not the truth. Because if you sit here and pay attention to these women and you watch their behavior and how they interact with their husbands and stuff like that, it should give you something to follow. Because even though, like me, I'm a home health aide. I do home health aid, sometimes. And majority of my clients are white. So when I go to these homes, a lot of the times, I'll see that, the wife was a stay-at-home mom. And usually, her husband is a hardworking man. He's either like a doctor, or, he has a good career that makes good money. And just seeing how they interact with their husbands, and how they treat them, it gives you something to really think about. Like, wow, like, if I do all those things, like, will that land me a husband? And I'm not saying to go out there and be fake, but pay attention to some of these women. Watch their behavior, because we've been lied to. And I feel like it's been done on purpose. I feel like, the world hates on black women, so they don't want to see, the black family structure. They don't want to see, a good black woman with a good black man who is a provider and a protector. They don't want to see that. Because, once, black people, we get our shit together, we're going to be unstoppable. So that's the fastest way that they came to try to attack, the black family structure, which is to, get rid of the black man out of the house. But there's a lot of miserable, bitter people out here giving advice and shit, and don't take it. Don't take it. Because, sometimes they don't want to see you happy. They don't want to see you in a relationship, and they don't want to see you doing better than them. So follow by example. And even if it is like, comes down to like, you emulating these white women's like behavior, you just might find yourself a good man. And I didn't want to make this video too long, but I have to go to work, so I'll be back later. Bye-bye.